Hello, you fit and fabulous lady. I'm broadcasting in a couple of places, so I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Hillary Rank, and I'm a women's health and wellness coach specializing in helping women over 40 lose fat, gain more energy, and love who they see in the mirror. And today I want to talk about how putting yourself first is the greatest gift you can give your family. So there is so many women, and it might be you that think in order to be a good mother that we need to put ourselves put our kids needs and our family needs first before our own. But I am here to say, and I hope I'm going to share some things that maybe get you start thinking about this in a different way. Neglecting our health over like 35 and up and living only for our family really is the worst thing that we can do for them. So, and I totally get it. And this is a very timely. So, the reason why this video came up was I was talking to one of my clients and we were talking about being pregnant. And I personally was saying I didn't totally enjoy being pregnant. I was really had morning sickness and I had complications in my pregnancy. But she was saying she enjoyed being pregnant. And I asked why. And she said, because I took care of myself so much better. Now she's taking care of herself because, she's hired me as a coach and we've been working together almost 6 months now. But in those years in between of, giving birth to the children and raising them and then seeing them go off, she didn't take care of herself at all. And she told me today, it's so easy to ignore it all and put everyone else first because you get caught up in life. So if you're watching right now, please comment below and tell me if you feel like the same way. It's so much easier to get caught in the rat race, and a rat race we are in. A typical woman over 40, not only are you working full time, not everybody, but some are working full time. Plus, we have responsibilities as the primary caretaker for children, plus taking care of everyone else in the family, maybe a partner, maybe aging parents, other family members. And then, we have to keep a beautiful house and all that jazz. So if you feel the same, please let me know. And when their children are babies, it's natural to prioritize them because they depend on you for all their needs. In fact, society expects us to. They expect women to do it all. As I just said, take care of the kids, work full time, keep a neat and clean house, and be involved in social events, maybe even coach a team somewhat here or there. So be active in the PTA. And we've come a long way in the women's movement, but let's face it. Even though men are more involved with children, women are expected to be the primary caretakers, and maybe you're even a single mom like my client, Carla. So even if your kids are older and don't need you as much, it does become a habit to put them first. And your needs are just an afterthought. And, that's something that I work with my clients on is identifying your basic needs and then identifying the ones that are lacking. So, in fact, you might even think it's selfish or self-centered to focus on your health and self-care. So, but I do want to ask you, consider this. Is it possible to be the best mother if you can be, or best family member, best caretaker, if you're regularly getting by on 4 to 5 hours of sleep? Maybe you get a little bit more, but not enough. You are so busy and end up snapping at your husband and kids or your partner and kids or your family members, exhausted, stressed, anxiety ridden. And does your family get the best you when you subsist on coffee and just eat whatever's around, or maybe run through the drive-through or just get whatever's convenient? And what quality time are we actually spending with our family if we're so burnt out that by the end of the day, all we feel like is flopping on the couch with a glass of wine and binging Netflix? Anyone? So every one of my clients, once they acknowledge, well, many of them said, yes, the whole reason they signed up or started working with me is because they realized that in order to be the best mother that they could be or best family member, they needed to put themselves first. And, it was really the thought of what will my life be like in 5 or 10 years if, if I continue to feel this way, if I have no energy, if I'm irritable, if I can't stand who I see in the mirror and hide behind family members and pictures or avoid them altogether. And the answer is no. We can't be our best selves if we feel like that. And that is what so many women over 40 are experiencing, is low energy, no motivation, putting everyone else first, and not knowing where to start and feeling overwhelmed and stressed. So um, I want to talk about three things to consider when we have this mentality that we have to put everyone else first and caring for ourselves is selfish. So a lot of times when we have that mentality, we confuse rescuing with caring, even especially if it's younger kids. So we often sacrifice self-care because we're too busy trying to save everyone else. So, but kids and even others in our family have to learn their own lessons in life, however painful that is. I've had a couple clients, they don't have kids of their own, but they're looked to as the go-to person for helping out, like with projects, moving, babysitting, and all of that. And if we always are that go-to person and rescuing someone else out of what we believe is love, what we're really doing is enabling the person to stay helpless, and we're burning ourselves out with stress. So who are we to decide what's right? But also, what about us? What about our needs? And if we decide, if it is like a younger person and we're always deciding that we need to rescue them, it may not be in their best interest for us to rescue them every time. And then kind of along the lines of this is we don't realize that we're teaching our kids to put themselves last if we do have kids. Many of our beliefs are formed just by watching our families. We repeat the same behavior patterns of our parents. And just take a hard look at yourself, and you'll realize it's true. How many beliefs, habits, and behaviors do you have because of how you were raised? So we repeat the behavior. Oh, I already said that. So by always sacrificing our own needs for that of our family, we teach them to behave the same way and to attract people into their life that could take advantage of them, encouraging imbalanced relationships. So at the end of the day, isn't it more important to teach our sons and daughters to value themselves so they can form healthy relationships and learn to put themselves first in a relationship? Well, not always, but it is going to be more balanced if we have a strong sense of self and we're not always people pleasing. So, and then also, when we're always putting ourselves last, in a way, we don't realize our own worth, our own self-worth, and ultimately boils down to the fact that we think that others are worth more than us. But if you love yourself and treat yourself as if you're worthy, that's what you attract back. So this is kind of the situation that, one of my clients was in. What happens once the kids leave the house and you focus on your own life? And she was left feeling kind of lost, not knowing who she was, and then looking at herself and realizing how much she had let her health slide and regretting it, and realizing, and then sometimes that regret and those negative feelings can keep us stuck even more, and feel like it's hopeless and it's too insurmountable to even attempt. So where will we, I guess, a lot of us don't think about the future. We're just kind of stuck in the now and getting through day by day. But one thing we really need to keep in mind is that most of the common chronic diseases that can kill you, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even cancer, are preventable by changing your diet and lifestyle. And so many of us change our lifestyle when we get that really big diagnosis. But why wait? In fact, one of the main reasons why women feel so crappy over 35 is that they're in a constant state of hormonal imbalance, which, going unchecked, leads to major chronic disease. So what is the point of living only for your kids and your family if you're not around to see your kids grow up, or see your grandkids, or, even other members of your family? So So many of us think that we have the luxury of someday, but putting ourselves first, we don't have that luxury of waiting till someday. And if the current circumstances of the world have taught us anything, it's kind of put into question our immunity and our overall health. At least as at least it would have taught us that our health is everything. So I want to ask you, what will you choose? Continuing to believe that living only for your family is what's best for them, or choose yourself and become your best, happy, vibrant self. And in the process, teach your children and your family how to do it for themselves. So, a lot to think about. And, on this subject, this is one of the main reasons why I'm cooking up a Black Friday special for all my ladies over 40, called 14 Days to a Fitter You Over 40. So, a lot of us wait until January 1st, when all of, it's like the Lollapalooza of fitness and nutrition, and you're going to be bombarded by all sorts of specials and those New Year's resolutions that many of us start off strong and then we fizzle out. So why not make this year different? I want you to wonder, what if I put myself first in between these holidays, in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and just focus on 14 days of small, sustainable baby steps, changes that you can make in your nutrition, changes that you can make in your movement that don't take a lot of time, and that you can sustain even during the holiday season. And you take part, or you go for accountability and motivation and coaching. So in this 14 days to a fitter you, I'm bundling my 14-day energy reset program, and which is 14 days to gain more energy and lose inches. And then my metabolic rejuvenation program, which is my at-home workout program for women over 40 that teaches you how to work smarter, not harder, and workouts that are in 10 to 20 minutes a day. Okay, but I realize just a nutrition and workout program by its own, so many women over 40 struggle with motivation. And they're really good at starting, but not so good at finishing. So that's why I am adding in 14 days of daily coaching and accountability in a community and over text message. So there's no hiding, and there's just small baby steps so you can actually see progress and get the motivation that you need to continue on into 2022. So how does that sound? It's coming up for you, and I will be releasing it on Black Friday. So look out for that. But if you want to be the first to know, feel free to send me a message and I will get that information to you. Okay, have a great day, and I'll be talking to you soon.